I am doing a third one. I know I did that, so I got cut off on the first one, right at the delivery point. I did that second one to summarize, but I just wanted to let you guys know things changed a little for the better for me. I actually, at the Sherman-Williams, as I was pulling up, another Curri order came through for that Sherman-Williams that was even going closer to my house. From there, it was available immediately. It was a rush. It was for $70 for 100 pounds of paint. So I already had the one picked up, and I just dropped that off for 22. Now I got this one for 70, so it totally made up for it. And I talked to the guy at the facility, and he was all he was all like, yeah, you don't need to should I get U-turn here? He was like, I was surprised you took Castle Rock one, and I was like, yeah, I won't be taking Castle Rock ones anymore. But anyway, the reason I'm back is for the reason of just letting you guys know that yes, I did make it work. I asked, obviously today I stacked two from Sherman-Williams, and it's not like on the other apps where it's a stacked order, and it comes through as, hey, you got to do 2 deliveries. I did that. I chose to take 2. And so I knew they were both going from Sherman-Williams. I knew they were both going to Castle Rock. I'm so glad I didn't try and just take one of those. But I will not be coming back to Castle Rock either, unless it was just some monster amount of money. It would have to be the type of money I got for going up into the mountains last week, because it took, the time there wasn't that much more, and really it was a beautiful drive, no traffic, all that kind of stuff. So I will be excluding, I usually would never do this anyway, but I will be excluding Castle Rock from my roster. However, this saved my butt, because this made the day totally worthwhile, because now whatever that 130 and change is, and whatever this, it's either like, I don't think it's exactly 70, guys. I can't look at the exact numbers, but it was like 67.31 or something, and 130. So it's going to come out to be about $200, and it is going to take, it's 8:44 now. I started at 6:30. I started from my house. It's 8:44 Mountain Time now, and it's probably going to take, I'm going to be to my delivery site in about I don't know, 25 minutes, I guess, somewhere around there. But it's so on my way home. So I got the one, and then I got the 22 too. So I'll be over it. I'll be at 222, and I'll probably get home about, I'll probably get home, it'll take me about an hour from right now to get home, is my guess, with unloading the last of the deliveries and whatnot. So 3 hours, gonna be about at least 210. Actually no, it's gonna be at least 220. So that's gonna come out a lot better. That is not always the case though, you guys. Don't think, I do tell you guys, Curri is where you can make some big money, especially in big cities. And if you can get on don't keep putting it off and then all of a sudden want to get on, because waiting lists pop up even in small towns once people learn about it. So get on it, guys. But you don't even have to use my link. I don't care. Just go to the App Store and get Curri Driver. I'm trying to help all you guys out. This is not always how it goes. This could have been like I said in the last video, this could have been $130. Still would have been good for 2 hours, but I put a lot of miles on my car for that. Like when I did the 200-mile run up into the mountains, that was for $463. And so the hourly pay was, that made up for the miles. So you really got to juggle those miles too. I know with delivery, you stay in a certain radius, and veteran DoorDashers, Grubhubbers, Uber Eaters, and other platforms, you guys know to not take far away things, orders. You guys know to, unless they were some catering order that was in the LOP or something in really big pay. But you guys know already, and you stay in a more central location. For Curri, you do have to weigh in the miles. You do have to play that into whatever system you come up with. Here's my challenge: is that Curri, if you try Curri, yeah, it's again, it's a little more independent contractor-ish, guys. You guys gotta communicate with people. Not always, but I mean, if there's an issue, you need to know how to do it and do it properly. And I actually will make a video on from the house, so I can be totally focused and just show you guys. I'll just like make up a run or something and say, okay, if I was going here, what could happen here at a location? I'll do one of those because maybe then you guys will feel a little more comfortable. I've had a couple people tell me they're just not 100% comfortable with this yet. And how much weight is it? It can be a lot of weight, but you know, just make sure that you look at the details. And you know, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, I mean, this week I've probably moved, you know, shit, I don't know, the last week and this week I probably moved a ton of paint. I mean by weight, so 2,000 pounds probably. So the 109 and change, the 22 and the 67 and change is what it'll be. So that, I don't know, that should be it should be around 215, 220, maybe a little 215 to 225. I'm still a little slow here today. Didn't have my coffee. I did stop and get canned coffee, but from the grocery store. Something I would never buy because I don't know, they're a couple bucks each, but it had that the nitrous release, so it's smooth, it goes down quick, and I was starting to get a little faded. I usually never leave the house without at least one solid, strong cup of coffee. You guys smack that like. I know it's the third one, but there's a reason why it's the third one. It's because in 3 hours, let's see, 8:49. Yeah, it might be a little more. It might be 3 hours and 15 minutes. But in 3 hours to 3 hours and 15 minutes, I'll know in the end. It's gonna be $215 to $220. Now my body's also been adjusting because I am having to get up really early, guys. Again, that coffee part. You know, today I probably pushed it because I've been so tired for the past couple days, but I usually get up about 20 minutes earlier. That's going to be necessary for me if I do when I do these morning runs. But the morning runs are really paying off for me lately. They've been great to me. I know how to work it through the day. I know what times of the day the orders come through. They can come any time of day, but when I know I've got the feel for how the construction orders come through, like when they're taking inventory for where we at to work tomorrow, and then they're either collecting a couple houses, or if they just have one, they call it in, and then contractors that have a few go collect them all and call them all in. So there's like a time zone. So for Mountain Time, it's like 4 p.m. to like 8 p.m. all the Curri scheduled orders will come in. Now I don't wait till 7:55 p.m. just to pick the one I want. I try and get in there about 7 o'clock, and usually by then I might have missed. I try and look here and there in between then. A couple times I have, like at 5, 6, I've taken one where I'm like, that's a really good one, let's take it. And then something really good comes up, and I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have taken that one. So I wait till 7. I might miss out some days because, some days it might have somebody might have grabbed some super awesome order, and I might have even seen it, but maybe I saw it and I'm like, maybe something better will come through. And then I end up taking something, but it's not as good. That's rare when that happens. But I don't push it too far because all Curri orders in my market are very good. So Yeah, again, again, I don't even know if I can see what's going on, but if I got 2 people in here, smack that like. Get this in the algo, because people need to be on Curri. Again, guys, I do have an affiliate link with Curri. It does not pay me per link. It's just more of a tracking thing for them, to see who and where I'm onboarding people from. So, because we had a different deal a long time back, and I just still work very heavily with the team, even though what is it all about? I still work very heavily with Gary Middleton all the time. I'm always happy to work with Middleton, but right now I am doing the gigs, but I'm fully focused on bringing you guys with Para Works. That is my department of Para now. It's not just driver advocate. I'm in Para Works, and I'm gonna make it work in the markets. So we're live here in Denver. I should be live testing Para Works, maybe even maybe not by tomorrow, I guess. No, not a chance. But maybe by early next week, I will be live testing a couple orders, and I will be showing you guys all that stuff. So, but Para Works, we're going to be bringing you, I don't know, again, I'm going to plug this real quick. We did a Para Roundtable. Go to the Para YouTube channel. You can find it in my community. On my community page, you can find a link to the Para Roundtable that we did on Monday, recorded on Monday, that dropped on Tuesday on the Para channel with Sergio and Chris from the Rideshare Guide. Now, we didn't talk all rideshare. We talked about utilization rate, your UR. And you can do delivery, you can do Curri, you can do rideshare, you can do any gig apps, and you have a UR, a utilization rate. And what that is when I get in my car, let's use DoorDash for a minute. When I get in my car and I'm in my car for, let's say, 10 hours one day, but my active time is 5 hours. I know that's not the case, but in most cases, but let's just say to keep it easy. That makes the rate 50%, meaning even though active time is really what you base your pay on, because that's when you're working, it's showing you that you're not utilizing your time good if you're at 50%ish, because that means 50% of your day that you spent in your car declining orders, waiting for the right ones, was not utilized time. It was not active time, so you weren't being paid. But you do need to, in my book, you do need to factor in the entire 10 hours, not the 5 that you're active. You need to figure in the 10 hours that you're in your car waiting to get those 5 hours of deliveries, because that's time that could be utilized much better. So Para Works, what we're going to be doing is pretty awesome. We're going to be bringing in some vendors that you guys have heard of, some vendors that you guys might not have heard of. Basically, a lot of places that don't want to work with Instacart, DoorDash, Grubhub, because they're sick of the fact of how the platforms work. Service fees, this fee, drivers getting paid bad, fees on the customers, and then fees on the restaurants. Or if they don't want to pay the fees, they can choose to, or not even choose. If they don't want to pay the fees, what the platforms do is they just raise the menu prices. So that to me, I've ran a restaurant and bar, and in fact, I've worked in that industry for so much of my life. That would lividly make me pissed if they were changing my food rates. I mean, that's just beyond to me, because they already have line items for all the service fees. So it's like, you know how you can't double tax something, right? To me, that's what it feels like. It feels like double taxing. You're going to charge the customers exuberant amount of money for service fees and processing fees. You're going to pay the drivers next to nothing. You're not going to show the drivers everything they should make. So you're going to say, hey, this is a $2.50 base pay, and there's a tip of $2 or more. Well, why don't you just tell me how much it is and where it's going, you moron? That's not what independent contractorship is. So, smack that like again, you guys. Help me out here. Especially, I'm stuck in traffic, man. Smack a like for smack a like if you hate traffic. If you hate traffic, smack a like. But anyway, you know, I'm really starting to steer towards only transparent apps. You know, even if they pay horribly, because I say this over and over again, because if they pay horribly, I just won't work them. But at least I can look and go, I don't want that, I don't want that. Or I'll say, I do want that, I do want that. So even if the pay isn't exactly where I want it to be, if they're transparent, I'm happy. Because we can't, I know I'm not a big union fan to begin with, but to be honest, I can say for certain, the gig economy with unions would mean less pay for you. Day one, would it? Maybe. I know you were expecting me to say probably not, that there'd be a, you know, just like with the apps, there'd be some kind of honeymoon period where it might feel good. But trust me, union dues are not cheap. And that's just another thing that comes out of your pocket. So even if they're like, hey, listen, you'll make this much more. Okay, but you guys are going to take. Now the unions are going to take this much more, so that's going to make it so I'm making less. And whatever the basic floor payment is, trust me, this was done in New York City. And when the floor payment happened on what they had to pay you for being on the app, that became the ceiling too. And the best drivers quit because they couldn't make their $60 an hour anymore. If it was 27 and change or whatever that they had to pay everybody who was on the platform. You had to pick blocks to work. Unionization and in a independent contractor world does not work. And unionization on gig apps is just a joke. I think that what the big push for the unionization and the gig apps is because they know that how many of us there are, and the Bureau of Labor and Statistics isn't stupid. Okay, they can see the trend that everybody's moving into the gig economy, and let's be honest, people don't feel that sense of job security anymore in W-2s even. I mean, we can look at the gig apps we work for, and they're letting people go. You know, I mean, you know, by the thousands. A couple, or about 3-4 weeks ago, I can't remember which one it was, let Lyft let like half the staff go. And then just the other day, was it DoorDash? I think it was DoorDash that let like 1,200 W-2 people go. These people aren't even seeing signs or getting warnings. They're just being told, you're done. Thanks for showing up. Like, okay, well, that's not a real good gig to me. I don't know. I don't want part of that. I don't know if this is really that bad, but it shows one person in here. That is just wild to me. Because when I think Lisa's right, because when I hit stop, it looks like a lot more people were in than that, but maybe it is. Anyway, when I get to this, yeah, again, guys, I gave you the numbers. It looks like it's going to be a good 3 hours of pay, but it was just kind of stumbling into some luck. Literally, I was pulling into the Sherman-Williams when that order came in, so, you know, I don't know. If that wouldn't have happened, it would have been good. The pay would have been good in the hourly, but the miles would have weighed on my head. It still would have been good, don't get me wrong. But it would have weighed on my head, and I would have been going, no way, not going to Castle Rock again. And I still probably am not, unless it pays like 3 times what it did today. But this is the one saving me. This hotshot run that came in saved me. And, yeah. And the 22 the order that I got too. Hit that like, you guys. I don't know if there's more than one of you in here or not. I don't know what's going on. I wish that I didn't even see those numbers, I guess. But hit that like, man. Smack that like. I guess if there's one person, you probably did. Who's with me here? Throw a comment in the comments. I'm stopped at a light here. I want to see if this number adds up. One person watching. So we'll check it out while I'm stopped. Looks like this building burnt down because there's like good restaurant equipment in there that they're just smashing. And he's, I don't know if that just happened or what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, smack that. Smack a like, send a chat through. I can at least maybe see that you're in here. I can't communicate, but read the comment, but. Oh, what's up, Necro? How you doing, man? Sorry, I can't really read real well with my sunglasses on. Smack that like, y'all. Smack that like, y'all. Take the bus, bozo. I was watching a Van stream the other day, and he was eating some steak at his house, and he's like, "Yo, Steve, why don't you come on down for some steak?" Van lives not too far from me, so he lives he kind of lives he lives in Littleton, so I don't know if you guys know Denver at all, but where I live to Littleton, I'm pretty much downtown. Park Hill is pretty much downtown, but does that say Joe? I think I just saw Van's name and a clown. And from you, Necro, but again, I shouldn't even be looking, but if you guys are just joining in, check this out. So today was kind of a mess. I'll run through the numbers real quick if you didn't hear them already. So I took some Sherwin-Williams paint down I stacked 2 of them from the Sherwin-Williams, both going to Castle Rock to these new developments. I don't go to Castle Rock ever, and I just thought, well, if I stack the 2, it'll make it worth it. And it reminded me why I don't go to Castle Rock, even though this day being very good. But this morning even, who knows, I might even add more in. I'm doing work from home, but because I live central Denver, I can always just jump in the car and bounce anywhere. So yeah, so it was $109 and some change. Again, I'm just gonna say 110 because I can't do the change, and I'm not looking at it, so since I can't be specific, so let's say 110 for the 2 doubles that I stacked. And then there was a $22 one that if I went back after those 2 to the Sherwin-Williams and picked up, it was like 2 miles away from it, kind of on the way towards my house. I grabbed that one, and then right as I was pulling into the Sherwin-Williams to grab that one, another one came through for 67 and change to take to even closer to my house. So it really paid off in the final minutes there. It was gonna be a good day, but now by the time I'm home, it's gonna be about 3.5 hours. I was wrong with the because I'm almost to the drop off, and then I'm about 10 minutes from home. But it was gonna be about, I thought it was gonna be about 3:15. It's gonna be about 3. I'm gonna just say 3.5 because I think it'll be under, but doing 3.5. But it's gonna be 110, 22, and there's change and stuff, whatever. I'm just 110, 22, 132, and 67. So, so actually, it's gonna be right around $200. I was thinking about 220. What did I do wrong there? Anyway, it's gonna be right around $200 for about 3.5 hours. So I'm good with that. Maybe a little less. So it's gonna be about $60 an hour. But more than that, the initial 2 that I took was gonna make it $65 an hour. But it was putting on so many miles on the car to go all the way down to Castle Rock that I added these on. So it might sound weird to you. How'd you go from 65 to 60 and it's still, and you're happier. I'm happier because, yeah, I might have added another hour to my day, but it was on the way home, and it also added another 70 bucks, 67 bucks and 22. So it's like, yeah, maybe I already put myself into a stuck in traffic situation. Since I had to put those miles on coming back, I'll take them. I got it. If they had been way out of the way, I probably would have skipped them. But I am almost to my drop off, and then almost to my house. Another beautiful day in Colorado. The Denver-Boulder metro area sees more sunny days than anywhere else in the country. Over 300 a year. It's 48 degrees outside right now. It's 10 in the morning, and sun's out. Probably be up to like 55 today. Joe, oddly, I think I just saw that. Are you in the Denver area? Nice. You should hook up with Tony and I sometime. And I don't know if you know Van or Entree Courier. We're all here in Denver. Faith was here for a while, and then she had to go back for some family issues to Dallas, and now she's going back to. And Faith is Dasher Pass, by the way. She had to go, or she went back to Massachusetts or Vermont. Which one has, because she's working on a mountain this winter. I can't remember. I'm from Michigan originally, but I live out here. I've snowboarded for 30 years. I do backcountry. I'm Avalanche 1 certified. I'm going to get Avalanche 2 certified this winter, or in this winter being like March probably. And then all I'll have to do is my provisional hours with EMTs, kind of like a paralegal for paramedics. But anyway, Faith was out here too, but we're all out here. I think there's a couple other creators too, but yeah, you should. I'm hoping that you're following Rideshare Rodeo for one. Because it ain't all rideshare. In fact, dude, I've done so much rideshare, it's ridiculous. I started in 2015 here in Denver, and so I was around during the split when it was awesome pay. I've bartended all over town. I was manager and 10% owner of a bar. So yeah, Necro, thanks for dropping the Driven Dads link. By the way, if you guys didn't catch the Driven Dad and Lisa was on vacation in Florida, the Driven Mom. So the Driven Dad and I, Tony, the three of us always do coffee in Colorado. It's on Wednesdays at 10:30 to 11:30 Mountain. But yesterday was, we ran a little bit over, and it was just Tony and I. Lisa was in Florida with some family, and she actually did call in for a minute, just from the beach, just to brag or something, or to show us how nice out it was. But it was a really, really good coffee in Colorado. Tony and I had a really good discussion, and check it out. Also, check out the para videos, you guys. I am the guy you want to talk to about ParaWorks. In fact, next week, Hannibal is Hungry and I will be doing, if you guys are familiar, we do that show Beyond the Algorithm. We do it once a month, and we tell you guys about apps, off-brand stuff, websites that don't have apps, that hire different gigs than you guys are used to. And we got one next week that we're doing our December one next week, and it's gonna be ParaWorks. And you guys are gonna want to watch it, because I'm gonna teach you guys how to make your utilization rate higher. So whatever hours you spend in your car, I want to make sure that, the saying used to be, you want the wheels turning so that you're earning, right? Okay, well, I want to make sure that when you're sitting in your car, you're earning, and not spending half the time declining DoorDash orders and stuff like that. So we're going to show you some things, and we'll also maybe even talk about the personal dispatch system. That is coming soon, and that is going to be a monster. So you guys, para, I love the people who are like, para, the tip transparency is gone. What can they even do? Really? Go read the New York Times article on para. Tell me what you think then. Oh my gosh, this is right by me. I love this. It's gonna be like a mile and a half from my house. After this drop off. So actually, you know what? It is gonna be more like, okay, wait, it was 6:30, maybe 6:35, but we'll call it 6:30 when I started. Oh no, it's gonna be 9:30. It's gonna be 3 hours. Oh, it's gonna be 3 hours. It was 6:30. I'll be home by 9:30. Okay, so 3 hours, 200. And I gotta make sure I did that math right, because I thought the first time I did it, 110, 130. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be about $200. But still, 3 hours, $200. What is that? That's wow, my brain is tired. Regardless, it's going to be in that range of 6. Hey, Curri, what up? What up, Alice? How are you? Hey, Ceci, how are you? Yeah, Alice, when I emailed you, we got a chat. I got some great ideas about the app. I'm not saying they could all be integrated, but I think I've got some solid feedback you'd want to hear. So we should even, I'd even buy you lunch, Alice, if you want. I'd come up to where you are and buy you lunch again. You bought me lunch the last time, I'd buy you lunch this time. Good deal. You guys say, be nice to Alice. She's awesome. she is Team Curri, or she's with Team Curri, and she's awesome. So be nice to her. Don't mess with her. Smack that like, you guys. Don't always forget that. It's important, man. It's important. And it's free. It's not money. It's just a button. But I still stand by it. Alice is in the house. I'm not just saying this because, you know what? When she's not in the house, I say this all the time, you guys. Curri is still the #1 app out there. It's the #1 app out there. It makes you feel like an independent contractor way more than the other apps. You actually, you take on a little more responsibility, you make a little more money, but you feel like an independent contractor more. Even though I hear so many stories when we talk to people about like how much time is spent declining orders on DoorDash. And I'm going to just pick on DoorDash right now because it's just crazy, But yeah, Joe, you're in Denver too. So yeah, Curri is the #1 earnings app, I believe. In my market it is. But, I've got my dumpling thing going now too a little bit, or starting to get it going, which is also as independent contractor-ish as you can be. So I find myself drifting away from the apps that feel like they take away some of that independent contractorship from me. Being in production for all the years that I was, it's pretty... I know what it is to be an independent contractor, and these apps have been a lifesaver between gigs. Like if I was doing production for a band and on the road and came back for 6-7 weeks before the next thing I was doing, I was doing some graphics for the company too, but it's I know what it's like to be a traditional independent contractor. And even though these apps were so helpful, and they were so helpful during the pandemic, not Curri, but Curri's awesome, but the other ones that now I just, obviously we can still use them. But when I started, you didn't have to multi-app. You didn't have to run 6 apps at once and be juggling between them to see how to get through a day. And, I know a lot of the people I know who do this, that, or the other app all the time as their primary, all seem to be doing Spark right now. Okay, well, with Spark, at some point, things will change with Spark. I do have a little insight on that. Maybe we'll get into that in the roundtable a little bit tonight. We have one big topic that we're going to talk about, which is too big to fail. We are going to be talking about it, and specifically we'll be picking on Uber. We talked about it a long time back, but can a company be too big to fail? And there's a couple of reasons why we're going to readdress it tonight, because the answer overwhelmingly was no, nothing's too big to fail. Nothing can be too big to fail. But there's some inroads that have happened and other things where, well, you'll have to join us on the roundtable, because I'm not gonna give it all away before then. So Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. You guys do the math in between. Check out the roundtable on this channel. Don't miss it, you guys. Best gig show there is on YouTube. And then check out the Driven Dad from yesterday, and that we did Coffee in Colorado. And then also check out the Para channel and the roundtable that we did with Sergio and Chris from the Rideshare Guy that dropped on Tuesday. So it's been a busy week, you guys. So glad you joined me. I am at the end of my road, finishing up, and then I am going home. So I'm going to end this stream here. We've gone through it all. Thank you all for joining. I want to thank Alice for joining. And Alice, I'll hit you up because, yeah, we could do a Zoom meeting or whatever, but I'm happy to come up because my first dumpling shopper actually is in Boulder. So that's easy for me to do that, to stop by and do lunch with you, and I'll buy you lunch. So I will be in touch for sure, and maybe we can make that happen soonish. And yeah, guys, that's it. I am finishing this. That is 2 hours and 50 minutes since I began this morning, and I have about 15 minutes home after this, so it's gonna be just about 3 hours. Peace, you guys. Have a great day. Be safe, earn smart, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.